Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the army of Lord Frigoberto and Ikera the Seeker. Frigoberto now on his really awesome panther in lieu of the dinosaur he had been riding up to this point, as they stand outside the castle of the Lich King, which now belongs to us in Aurelia. So hopefully we can turn this city here into a city for Necros, the one of our gods who has yet to have a city. I, of course, am Marcus Aurelius, and this is Age of Wonders 3, a roleplay campaign where you, the viewer, gets to make the decisions. And I'm going to make the decision to rename the city to Necropolis. Now, Necropolis. No, Necropolis. There we go. Alright, and we are going to absorb it in 4 turns, so it's going to be a while. Now, between episodes, I went around and I set up all the cities for production for the conceivable future, and also set a bunch of cities to just producing merchandise. I did that so that you will not have to watch me go through and produce things in cities, and instead we can take the fight to our 2 remaining enemies to save some time. So let's do that. So right now we have Anya's Legion, and they are ready to get going again, so they need their airships. What do I do with those? Oh, there they are. Okay. So we'll get airship number 1. We'll go here. Airship number 2. We'll go here. And we'll load up. Although Anya's team's going to take an extra turn for that. So then what else do we have? We have some manticores. Let's definitely move them straight to the front, although we can't because they're out of movement. In fact, everybody here seems to be a little out of movement. And beat up. So we're actually just going to hang out here for a second with this group. This group, though, can definitely join the battle. We're going to leave our kind of, what would you call them, auxiliary force here. Well, no. We don't want to do that because there's still enemies running around. As you can see here, there's still some trolls left, and they are hostile to me. So we'll leave these 3 in the city, and we'll go engage the trolls with these guys, since they're super elite. No worries there. Now, I'm not going to be building any more cities except for rebuilding Mistdale and the city on the island. Over here, we'll leave this area wild. We'll just assume that after the war is over, people move into it. Alright, 4 Warbreed ready to go. Let's get them closer to the front. They will definitely do very well. Oh, look how we have that city too, of course. I'd like to take out Camille first, and then segue to Rish Cayenne. Let's move these guys over here. This phalanx group can also move over there. They'll beat up, but they'll heal with time, I hope. So what's left here is this group. With the exception of the Stone Giant, they're a pretty weak group, so they are going to stay here in the city. Lord Frigoberto's team's going to head on out. But yeah, let's get the Giant forward. But we'll leave the 3... Or we'll leave the Warg Rider, Monster Hunter, Swordsmaster, and our last 2 remaining Lost Mariners, I guess, in the city. We're also going to leave Carl here. Wizard Tower Ruins. They are outside the city. Just looking around to see what we have around here that could benefit her. Ah, here we go. She can go to one of these things and get some hit points. Perfect. Alright, the Mounted Archer is going to stay here. I think we're releasing the city, so we're going to stay here until it's released. Now, there is a neutral Shrine of Smiting here we're going to take out. And we managed to without any casualties. Good for us. Alright. This army is made of lower tier units. I think I'll send the Mounted Archer forward. But the rest I'll consolidate. And this will be the garrison of Stoacana. This Monster Hunter will just stay here and garrison Herald the Sane. Alright. We are building up an army of phalanx to march forward from Farmeria. Let's get them up. We'll send this guy with them. Alright, here's Dwemus and his team. What are we going to do with these guys? Well, I guess we could take Dun K3. Are they... They are hostile to us. We're on the move against it already with the larger army, though. So we can go see what's up in Nimras. So I'll take Dwemus himself. Come on. And we'll give him, I guess, his little team of Shrines of Smiting. Why not? Oh, they're hostile to us, too. That's weird. Normally they become neutral cities that, you know, you vassalize. You've seen it happen. But I guess in this case, they just aren't down with that. And Svea Fernwald, he has a lot of heroes. And it's funny because they won't let me bring Bosper back. They say, oh, you have too many heroes. Actually, let's get that settler out of there, huh? But they allow me to take all of these Dwarven heroes. Thorgrim, the Rune Mage. Let's send him back. Only one hero per army is kind of the way I roll. Okay, the Phalanx have taken this tower. They can actually go up and help Dwemus. The tower is safe. She's going to stay. Ah, our navy is repaired. Let's get down to Camille's neck of the woods. I am building a second navy. And this airship will be for whomever needs it. Maybe Gaspard will get rid of one of these Swordsmasters. Or maybe Hilda Mayflower. Or Satura. We can get rid of one of the Swordsmasters. Or who's better? Tier 3, Tier 2, I guess the Air Elemental. You guys are garrisoning. Ah, yes, Ignatius. What is this? We just have some rogue elements here. I guess Ignatius will... Whoa. Ignatius will take care of them. Alright. Narvek is going to stay here. Till he has refreshed movement points. Okay, we have another airship here by Gaspardia. We'll move them up. Zoki is going to head back to his homeland, so there's not much for him to do here. I was told in the comments that a human settler would create a human city. Now, I know that when you conquer a city, you're allowed to migrate it to whatever race you want, but it does make the race you're migrating from unhappy. So I think you're going to wait here until Rizal can build a settler, and then I'll rebuild Mistdale, and that's where Zoki can stay for right now. I don't see a necessary need for him to get involved in the fight just now. I'll bring this airship over here because Helia, unfortunately, despite being fully developed, cannot produce Manticore Riders in one turn, the same way that Aurelia can. Helia instead must produce Warbreed, and that is what they're going to do. Another airship here. I do have something neat to tell you, though. I just got to figure out where this is all going down. One of my cities is going to produce elite pikemen that might compete with the Farmerian pikemen. Just don't remember which city it is. Oh, it's Isthmus City. Right, Isthmus City. So Isthmus City is building the Solar Spire. Produced pikemen have blinding aura and +2 defense. So that's an interesting... It's interesting there's so many buildings that have effects on pikemen only. But let's bring that airship up here to Isthmus City. Although it'll be a while before they can start being produced. And then we have this kind of unit of misfits here. I guess they can travel with Ignatius. Okay, Monster Hunter from Herald the Sane. I mean, I guess we'll move him to the front because we have nothing better to do with him. Alright, and another thing I'd like to do is I have another Warden report from the Warden of the Valley of Knowledge, that being the cities of Aquaresia and Heralta, saying the other Wardens could give updates too, they just haven't been, and I understand. We're nearing episode 60 here. This is a long series, it's been going on for about 5 months. But Erminon, the Warden of the Valley of Knowledge... What is happening here? Okay. And it's caused me to lose my place, which is very rude of them. There we go. Valley of Knowledge. Erminon updates us by saying, what is a city that prided itself on knowledge to do when there is nothing left for that nation itself wishes to be discovered, or that nation itself wishes to be discovered? That is the question the Valley of Knowledge finds itself facing. For Heraltasane, the metropolis known for being the holy city of Wodenaz and its monster hunters and airships, the answer was simple. For Aquaresia, however, they didn't have an answer. Should they still keep to a code of not developing military forces, or should they break this tradition and militarize? If they keep to their peaceful nature, it will keep their pacifism intact, but would they still be able to help Aurelia, now that there's nothing left to research? If they militarize, it will help provide forces that might be badly needed in the future, but they'll lose much of their pacifism, and what sorts of forces could they provide? Other cities, both in and out of the valley, have specialized in particular troops. Could Aquaresia find an effective troop type to bring to the table that wasn't already covered by another city? Even Hobton and Rissell seem like they would have an easier time finding niche military speaking because they are predominantly halfling and frostling cities, respectively. Complicating matters were the surrenders of Zoki and Karl, along with the increasing tensions with Dwemus. This was written, obviously, before Dwemus surrendered. Now that is no longer an issue. Aquaresia has gotten used to being potentially on the front lines against Zoki and as a staging ground heading up north. However, with these events bringing focus to the west, that was no longer the case. Speaking of Zoki, though, one thing was clear. After Mistdale was raised because of Scorched Earth, the spell he cast, many of the Frostlings who fled the place went either to Rissell or took refuge in Aquaresia. The citizens were able to welcome the refugees, but all agreed that things will start to improve once Mistdale is rebuilt. It's in some ways ironic, or poetic, how the Frostlings were the first nation we met outside of Aurelia, and with Rissell, they are also the first major population type to officially join Aurelia in significant numbers. And, in a way, the Frostlings were the first to contribute to Aurelia a hero who was undeniably evil to some extent, and yet, I think that Lord Zoki of Clan Brago is in some ways the least evil of the evil leaders, for it seems that he truly wishes to right what went wrong. Though I only recently realized how much I feared him before, now I no longer have reason to be afraid, she writes. Whether Mistdale and Rissell join another ward or become the start of a new ward, I can't be certain, but until that is decided, I'm willing to assist if needed. As for the cities that are officially in the ward, Heraltasane has proven to be self-sufficient ever since the ward system began. It's Heraltasane here. As for Aquaresia, the only matter that needs to be settled is one that I think can be summarized by this question. Aquaresia posed to the citizens of Aquaresia a few days ago after the issue arose. Are we light or are we fire? Wow, that sounds very much like another series that's going on right now. How interesting. So here's what Aquaresia is going to be doing, actually. They are now a city fully devoted to the production of wealth. Because they are so far away from the front lines, it'll take forever for their troops to actually make it to the battle. Their human settler, however, is going to head up here to create this city. The city of Newfort, which we're going to have to rename at some point. And, let's see, the Knights and the Shock Cavalry are probably going to head to the battle. So what I'll do is I'll probably send one of the Heraltasane monster hunters up to help guard the city. And there we have it. Aquaresia is now just a comfortable city ready to help the war by producing funds. Open borders and a peace treaty, yes. We'll take that. That's good. Better to do that than fight this place. Our dwarf governance has gone up. Let's do that. Happiness is good right now, considering we've just conquered them. Draconian governance has gone up. Again, we're too really late in the game for this to be of much use to us. Leonis, however, has gained a level. Uses force field technology to remove magical and elemental effects. Nope. Spreads mana-infused fumes across the battlefield that hurts everyone. Nope. Summons a random siege engine. That might be useful for attacking a city. We'll do that. Summon siege engine. Aquaresia, focusing on material wealth. Barondir. Our dwarf metropolis. Well, embrace light. What do the dwarves have here? Firstborns are cool. Runekeepers are cool. Bear riders seem pretty cool. And a mole rider. So we have both here. Probably because of one of the mods. Let's see. There's no real reason to get rid of the Theocrat buildings. They don't cost us any money. Cavern. So it looks like they have built the standard war hall instead of the veterans hall. Order of the Deep. I think the Order of the Deep are the good guys, right? Or is that the bad guys? I'm actually really confused here, because it looks like we can't build the other one. We only have a choice of one, so... Looks like that's our only choice. Gemstone Palace. I can't really tell. I can't really tell which one is evil and which is good. Pool of the Firstborn. No. Yeah, it's a toughie. But I guess embracing light shows that it's the good one. But then why would it allow us to create the evil one? Statue of the Deep. Maybe there's a newer dwarf city that can give us a better idea of what's going on here. Where's that other one we took? Oh, we just let them have it. Okay. I don't really know what to do here. I don't know which is good, which is evil. I think they're forcing me to build the Statue of the Deep because I already have the Deep Cavern. But I think the Statue of the Deep chooses the order. See, it doesn't really tell me. Like, is the Order of the Deep good or is the Order of the Deep bad? Statue of the Mountain. Choose the Order of Stormy Heights. See, now that sounds evil, right? And if I knew the exact unit you could produce by the mod, I could then... I guess the Mole Rider. Dedicated to good. Okay, so the Order of the Deep is dedicated to good. So actually, we do want the Statue of the Deep, which I think we deleted in the last episode. I thought it was evil, because he was evil. But apparently not. Alright, Aurelia. Well, we know what Aurelia is going to do. Actually, they're going to... They're the only city in our empire, for some reason, that could build Manticore Riders in only one turn. So they're going to be doing so. Carl is going to wait here. Alright, Gaspard. Get some hit points and head to... Excellent. Satura. Do the same thing. Which means Hilda Mayflower is going to have to wait her turn. Are there any other melons? No. Well, we'll just have her move. Alright. Anya. Really? She still can't join up with her ship, huh? Oh, right. That's not her ship. This is her ship. Alright. Anya's Legion is on the move yet again. Anya is with Trips Terrors, Scree, the Will of Wodenaz and Lattice's Lament. And they're crossing over the lands that were once Dwemus's, but now belong to us. And then in the other airship, we have Basalt. We have the Wings of Legend. We have the Shield Bearers. We have the Rage of Winter. And of course, who can forget Chunk? And they are heading west to do battle with Camille Moonflower. Okay. Let's get these guys up. And Ignatius, do your thing. Okay, these guys have been stopped. I don't like the snow thing, but I guess we're just going to have to deal with it. They're going to wait because I don't want them to get too far ahead of Anya. And we'll bring the Manticore Riders forward as well. Alright, she's actually got a full army. So what's it looks like around here? We can go to Arx Epsuna, or we can go to Iltensil. A lot of cities around here. But this one's closer to our empire, so we're going to go to Arx Epsuma with this woman. And we're going to see if we can negotiate with them, or what we can do exactly. Meanwhile, he'll guard the city and the settler. I don't expect any raiders or anything. Alright. Narvek and his team are going to do what they came to do. Looks like another Well of Souls. Alright. And a cadaver. Alright, interesting. So we have a new city, which we are going to release. As I'm going to try to get the achievement for being ultimate good. And it looks like not much has been happening down here. None of these buildings have even been cleared out. There aren't any cities in this direction. So if we were to continue to produce cities, this would be a good place for it, but I don't really want to do that. So instead, Narvek and his boys, and girls, I suppose, are going to head up to check out this dwelling here, way up here, of Swilf Cius. Also, we should find a way up. And, oh, there's a place here that we need to take out. There's a couple places, actually. Oh, here. Yeah, so there's a lot of places that generate roving bands that we're going to have to take out. So we're going to focus on that. So actually, we're going to head all the way west. We're going to ignore Swilf Cius here. But there's so many of these things. Holy moly. We'll just have to methodically take them down or leave them alone until Camille's done. So there's a way up here. But that won't necessarily help us against Camille. No, not at all, really. I think we found out that Bittercrest was actually pretty well defended from the underground. Although we could come out here. Which is, okay. So it'd be on our way to take out those guys anyway. So we can just go, alright, we'll go west to the corner, taking out these two evil generators as we can. And then we'll move up, take out two more evil generators, and then we'll be up near Camille. And if we make it that far in time, we can contribute to the battle. That seems like a good time for Narvek, who can be upgraded. Each combat round, a random undead unit is summoned to fight for the caster. Beams down deathly magic. That seems more useful. Does he have any more things that can help his army? All adjacent enemy units are affected by despair. That's only adjacent to him on the battlefield, though. Yeah, it doesn't appear he can do anything else to help his army. So we're going to go with Exhausting Death Ray. This city we're releasing. So he's going to stay here for 2 turns just until that happens. And then he'll move on. If we release them, they can guard themselves. These guys are going to stay here. Okay, we already have 2 Warbreed. That's pretty good. We'll have a few more soon that we could put on the airship. We're building another naval fleet as well. We're going to stay here. Right, these guys. I just want to check and see if they're all of the... Yeah, there's no producers of raiding troops, although I guess they could theoretically come from here. I think Merrifield is just a vassal, though, right? No, we're absorbing. Okay, but in 3 turns, we'll build some defensive troops. These guys are too good to waste on this. Actually, we're going to send... We'll send him to the city, since he can't fly. But these guys are going to head on over. Oh, there's some items that we could look at, too. Alright, these guys will continue their march. Warbrick can walk on water? Rigoberto and Icara. Okay, so here's the issue here. We have 2 cities of Camille's in proximity. We have this city here, and then we have wherever that one was that we were trespassing against. I guess it's a dwelling here, but she was guarding it pretty well, and it's also not her color anymore. Did she let it go? Or is Rish Cayenne just kicking butt? We'll find out, I'm sure. But this still belongs to Camille here. Oh, another airship, right. For Hilda Mayflower. Let's get up there. And we're not making any more airships at Herald Hussein. They're just focusing on economy. It doesn't take that long for units to swim narrow channels. Why is that green? Is Rish Cayenne green? Or did they win independence somehow? Rish is green. Interesting. So he's at peace. Well, they're both at peace with me. Or actually, we should probably preemptively put an end to that for Camille. I don't want to declare war just yet. I just want to end the peace. Oh, I guess we don't have a choice. Alright. We still have a turn to go. Yeah. Continue moving you to the front. Alright. 4 pikemen. We'll just kind of get in the area. There's the 5th. Maybe we should declare war this turn. Well, no. We could set everybody up and then declare war next turn. Man, that monster hunter has toured the entire world here. He's went all the way from Herald Hussein. He's already gone through... He's now in the Arctican ward. He went through the entire Aurelian ward. And now he's heading to Isthmus City, which currently is wardless. And then he will... well, he'll bypass the Helian ward. Here comes our navy. And our airship's just going to wait for our war breed to be ready. And this one... Actually, we might need it for something prior to Isthmus City. But everybody seems to be moving pretty well on land here. So let's go up here. Oh yeah, our giants are going to need something to move them around. Alright, Dwemus. These guys want to be violent. Ooh, they have their own shrines of smiting, huh? I guess they didn't take too kindly to your surrender. That's okay. We don't take too kindly to them. And the city belongs to us. And we're going to release. Good job, Dwemus. Way to be. Let's, your troops are a little beat up, though. Let's give them some time to refresh. She, on the other hand, needs more troops. We'll send her south. We'll basically produce troops at Dwemus' old capital. But everyone else will let do whatever they want. Alright, Preston. Wow, you have 2 trebuchets. That's pretty rough. Alright. We're going to release this one as a vassal, too. And look at that. Alright, Preston, let's get out of here. Excellent. Oh, he can... Okay, all of the units in the hero's army gain Devout Slayer. Useless, because the Theocrat is gone. Mastermind 3, why not? I don't really know what to do with Preston. Alright, so we have one more. Satura, you leave your Swordmaster behind. No. There we go. And here's your airship. Done. There's Hilda, and she's waiting for that airship that's coming up. Or actually, she just needs to rest her phalanx. And that's that, ladies and gentlemen. That's 30 minutes. That'll be the end of the episode. Next turn, or this turn as it may be, we are going to continue our move against Camille. We're going to declare war on her, and we're going to continue doing what we're doing. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Marcus Aurelius. This is Age of Wonders 3, a roleplay campaign where you, the viewer, gets to make the decisions. Thank you so much for watching. What is this? A random unit of an Obsidian Wyvern and Dwarf Prospector just kind of hanging out. Well, I'm going to let them do that because they don't factor into my plans. Have a good one.